Hi all, welcome to another video of CSAT with Jason. So in this video we'll be talking about the concept of Venn diagram. So from Venn diagram you might only be getting one or two questions in UPSC, but the thing is that Venn diagram is actually very important. This is because of the fact that the concept of syllogism is actually based on the concept of Venn diagram. So you will get more than like 2 or 3 questions from syllogism. So in order for you to solve the problems on syllogism, you should know the concept of Venn diagram. Okay, so we'll be taking syllogism in another video. So this video will be completely focused on the concept of Venn diagram. So let us start with the video. So what is a Venn diagram? A Venn diagram is a diagram that is used to represent the combination of various sets of data. So if you are given with a different sets of data, in order to solve the questions on those data easily, you will represent them as a diagram. So this is known as a Venn diagram. For example, I will give you an example. Let's say you have 10 students play cricket, and you have 15 students who can play football, and you are also said that there are 5 students who can play both cricket and football. Then you can represent this using Venn diagram. So this is a set of data, this is a set of data, and this is a set of data. So in order for you to represent them as a Venn diagram, we'll draw 2 circles. So this is a circle for cricket, and let us assume that this is a circle for football. So it is said that 5 students can play both cricket and football. That means the intersection of cricket and football, that is this area, this will contain 5 students. So we will write 5 here. Okay, then it is said that 10 students can play cricket. So this is the circle that represents cricket. So already we have written a 5 here. So here it will come 5. So total it will come 5 plus 5, 10 students who can play cricket. Now we know that there are 15 students who can play football, right? So there are 15 students. We have already written a 5 here. So it will come 10 here. So there inside this circle there are total 5 plus 10, 15 students who can play football. So this is how you need to represent a given set of data into a Venn diagram. So now we will look into 2 examples. In one example, we will see how we can solve the questions on Venn diagram using 2 sets, that is 2 sets of data are there. And if there are 3 sets of data, how we can solve. So first we will look into the Venn diagram of 2 sets of data. So we will take an example. Let's say 10 students can play cricket, just like the previous example, and 12 students can play football, and 5 students can play both. Okay, so first these are the given sets of data. So we need to convert this into a Venn diagram. So we'll draw 2 circles. So one circle, this circle represents cricket and this circle represents football. So it is said that 5 students can play both. So 5 we will write in the intersection of cricket and football, and there are 10 students who can play cricket. So we have already written 5 here. So we will write 5 here, right? 5 plus 5 is 10. Now in the circle of football we have to write 12 students. So we have already written 5 in this intersection. So rest 7 we need to write here. So if you are asked the question, how many students can play cricket alone? Here 5 students can play cricket alone. There are 10 students who can play cricket, and 5 students can only play cricket. They cannot play football. And 7 students can only play football. They cannot play cricket. So these are the different ways in which the questions can be asked. You can be asked like how many students can play cricket alone, or how many students who can play football alone, and what is the total number of students. So what is the total number of students here? 5 plus 5 plus 7. You just need to add all the numbers in this diagram. That is 5 plus 5 plus 7 is 5 plus 5 is 10, and plus 7 it is total 17 students are there. So these are different ways in which you can the questions can be asked. And this diagram you can represent as an equation as well. So I will write it, that is n of A union B. n of A union B means that is the total number of students in this diagram. This is equal to n of A, that means the students who can play cricket, plus n of B, that means students who can play football, minus n of A intersection B, that is the number of students who can play both cricket and football. So here this A represents cricket, okay, and B represents football. Then n of A means number of students who can play cricket, that is 10. So 10. Then number of students who can play football is 12 plus 12. Then minus A intersection B means number of students who can play both cricket and football, that is 5. So 5. So 10 plus 12 is 22. 22 minus 5, you will get 17. This is n of A union B. A union B means the total number of students in that group. So that is 17. So from this equation you got 17, and from Venn diagram also you got 17. So these are two methods in which you can find the answer. You can either draw the Venn diagram or you can use this equation. So now let us see what is the case of 3 sets, that is if you are given 3 sets of data. So I'll give you an example. Let's say 10 students play cricket, 12 students play football, then 8 students play hockey. So we need to and also 5 students play both football and cricket, 3 students play football and hockey, 2 students play cricket and hockey, and 1 student play all the games, that means football, cricket and hockey. So these are the given set of data. So we need to draw 3 circles here because we have cricket, football and hockey, right? So we will draw 3 circles like this. So this circle represent cricket, this represents football, and this represents hockey. Okay, so so in order for you to solve this kind of problem, you should start from the end. That means you should see the maximum intersection, the data which represents the maximum intersection. Okay, so here 1 student play all football, cricket and hockey, so you need to start from this data. Okay, so that means in the intersection of football, cricket and hockey you need to write 1. So this is the intersection of football, cricket and hockey, right? So here you need to write 1. Now 2 students play cricket and hockey. So let's find out the area that represents the intersection of cricket and hockey. So cricket and hockey is being represented by this area, right? So here, so this area, it said that there are 2 students who play cricket and football. So we have already written 1 here. So 1 will come here. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now 3 students play football and hockey. So this area represents the intersection of football and hockey. So we have already written 1 here. So then it will come 2 because 1 plus 2 is 3. Now 5 students play football and cricket. So this is the intersection of football and cricket. So 5 students play football and cricket. So we have already written 1 here. So it will come 4 here. Now 8 students play hockey. Total 8 students play hockey. That means inside this circle you should get 8. We have already written 1 plus 1 plus 2, 4 here. So 4 will come here. Then 12 students play football. So we have already written in this circle 4 plus 1 plus 2, that is 7. So rest 5 will come here. Now in the circle of cricket you have to write 10 students. Here we have already written 6. So 4 will come here. So this is the Venn diagram for the given set of data. Now if you are asked like how many total students are there, what you need to do, just add all the numbers inside this diagram, that is 4 plus 4 8, 8 plus 5 13, 15, 16, 17 and 21. So total number of students is 21. And if you are asked like find the number of students who play only one sport, that means we need to find the students who play only one sport. That is either they can play cricket alone or football alone and hockey alone. So here it will be 4 plus 5 plus 4. So you will get 13. So in this way different questions can be asked. You can ask like how many students play cricket alone. How many students play cricket alone? It is 4. How many students play football alone? It is 5. Okay, so in this way you can ask different questions. So similar to the previous case, we also have an equation here. So here the equation is n of A union B union C. That means the total number of students in the group A union B union C. This is equal to n of A plus n of B plus n of C minus n of A intersection B minus n of B intersection C minus n of A intersection C plus n of A intersection B intersection C. Okay, so here let's assume that A represents cricket, B represents football, and C represents hockey. So here n of A means total number of students who play cricket, that is 10. So 10 plus. N of B means total number of students who play football, that is 5. It is 12. Then N of C means total number of students who play hockey, that is 8. Then minus A intersection B means number of students who can play cricket and football, because A represents cricket and B represents football, right? So cricket and football, it is 5 minus 5. Then N of B intersection means B intersection C means number of students who can play both football and hockey. So football and hockey, it is 3, so minus 3. Then N of A intersection B C means number of students who can play cricket and hockey. So cricket and hockey 2, right? And plus N of A intersection B intersection C, that means the number of students who can play all the 3 sports, that is 1. So what you will get here, 10 plus 12 is 22, plus 8 30, 30 minus 5 25, 25 minus 3 22, 22 minus 2 20, 20 plus 1 21. So you got the total number of students as 21. So from the Venn diagram also you have got 21, from the equation also you have got 21. So now let us look into some problems from previous year questions regarding the concept of Venn diagram. So let's take one question. This is a question from UPSC 2019. So all members of a club went to Mumbai and stayed in a hotel. On the first day, 80% went for shopping and 50% went for sightseeing, whereas 10% took rest in the hotel. Which of the following conclusion can be drawn from the above data? So the first statement says that 40% of members went for shopping as well as sightseeing, and 20% members went only for shopping. So here we need to first draw the Venn diagram. So before drawing the Venn diagram, you need to understand one thing here. Here a total of 100%, that means total means 100% people went to Mumbai. Okay, members of a club went to Mumbai, and 80% of them went to shopping, and 50% of them went to sightseeing, and 10% took rest. This is important, this rest, because out of the 100%, 10% took rest. That means they didn't go for sightseeing and or shopping, right? They didn't go for anything, they just took rest in the hotel. So rest of the persons, that is 10% took the rest, and rest is 90%, right? So this 90% people went out. Some people might have gone for both shopping and sightseeing. Some people might have gone for only shopping. Some people might have gone for only sightseeing. We don't know. We need to find it out using the concept of Venn diagram. So I am drawing 2 circles here. So one represents shopping. So let's say this represents shopping, and this circle represents sightseeing. So I already told you while I have talked about the concept of Venn diagram that we need to start from the intersection of the things. Okay, so here first you need to find out how many people went for both sightseeing and shopping. So in order to find that, there is a trick. So here we know that total 90% people went out. Okay, because 10% people took rest, so 90% people went out. So here you have 80% people who went for shopping and 50% people who went for sightseeing. Then the number of people who went for both will be 80 plus 50. That is 80 plus 50 minus 90. Okay, so 80 plus 50 is 130 minus 90 is 40. So 40% of people went for both sightseeing and shopping. So you should write 40 in this intersection. Now we know that 80% people went for shopping. So 80% went for shopping. So in the circle of shopping, you need to write 80. We have already written 40 here. So you need to write 40 here. Now 50% people went for sightseeing. We have already written 40 here. So you need to write 10 here. So after drawing this diagram, you can do a check. Okay. If you add all these things, 40 plus 40 plus 10, you will get 90. That means 90% people went out. So just check whether it is correct. That means you have drawn the diagram correctly, because you are getting total 90% people went out. Now let us look into the first statement. First statement says that 40% members went for shopping. So here shopping as well as sightseeing. Yes. What is the percentage of people who went for both? It is 40%, right? So this statement is correct. Now 20% members went only for shopping. So how many percentage of members went only for shopping? It is 40, not 20. So this is a wrong statement. So option A is the right answer. So now let us look into a different question. So this is a question from UPSC 2021. And to solve this question, you need to approach it in a different manner. So I will tell you how to do this. So here it is said that in a group of 120%, 80 are Indians and rest are foreigners. So out of 120, 80 are Indians and 40 are foreigners. And further, 70% in the group can speak English. That means out of this 120, 70 can speak English and rest, that is 50, cannot speak English. That is they are non-English speaking. So here one thing you need to understand is that in all the previous questions and whatever we have discussed so far in the concept of Venn diagram, we have given similar set of data. That means if you remember the example that we have given, I said that 10 students can play cricket, 12 students can play football, and 8 students can play hockey. So there it is about the type of sport that all can play, right? So there are 3 different sports. So this is the same kind of data. But in this question, it is said that out of 120 persons, 80 are Indians and 40 are foreigners. So that is one set of data about the nationality. And second set of data is out of this 120, 70 are English speaking and 50 are non-English speaking. That means it's a different set of data. That means it's about the language they speak. Okay. So there are 2 different kinds of data. So in these kinds of question, you need to have a different approach. So here you need to take 2 extremes and you need to draw Venn diagram like this. I will show you how you need to draw. You need to draw Venn diagrams like this. And there will be 2 extreme cases. So I am drawing 2 Venn diagrams. So once I complete this the question, you will understand why I drew these two conditions with this kind of Venn diagram. Okay, so let us assume that the center circle represents Indians. So here these 2 circles represent Indians and the left circle represents English speaking and right circle represents non-English speaking. So this is non-English speaking. Okay, so now you need to take 2 extremes. So first extreme is that all the persons who can speak English are Indians. So this is the first assumption that you need to take. That is the first extreme. Okay, so here it is said that 70% in the group can speak English. Let us assume that all these are Indians. So all the 70% who can speak English are Indians. Okay, so that means in the intersection of Indians and English, you need to write 70. So this is the intersection of Indians and English. So here you need to write 70. So we know that there are total 80 Indians, right? So in this circle, it should come 80. So we have already written 70 here. So there will be 10 Indians who cannot speak English. Now there are 40 foreigners are there, right? So in that 40 foreigners, no one can speak English because all the 70% who can speak English are Indians. So 40 foreigners won't be cannot speak English. So we need to write the 40 here. Okay, so how many foreigners will be there who can speak English? It will be 0. So you need to write 0 here. So this 0 represents foreigners who can speak English. This 40 represents foreigners who cannot speak English. This 10 represents Indians who cannot speak English. This 70 represents Indians who can speak English. So in order to check whether the diagram that you have drawn here is correct, what you need to do, you just need to add all the numbers in the diagram. That is 70 plus 10 is 80, 80 plus 40 is 120. We have total 120%. So this is correct. Now you should take the second extreme. In the second extreme, assume that all the foreigners can speak English. Okay, so all the foreigners can speak English. So in here, that is here you need to write 40. Here you need to write 40 because this is foreigners who can speak English. So there are total 70 persons who can speak English. So we took that 40 are foreigners. So rest the balance will be 30. So 30 people who speak English will be Indians. So you need to write 30 here in the intersection of English and Indians. Okay. So rest there will be total 80 Indians are there. 30 can speak English. Then 50 cannot speak English. Okay. Now how many foreigners will be there who cannot speak English? It will be 0 because we have assumed that all the foreigners can speak English. So in the first extreme condition, this extreme condition we assume that maximum Indians can speak English. In the second extreme condition, we assume that maximum foreigners can speak English. So here if you add all these things, you will get 40 plus 30, 70 plus 50, 120. So this diagram is also correct. Now the question has asked that the number of Indians who can speak English is. So in this extreme condition, how many Indians are there who can speak English? It is 70. In this extreme condition, how many persons are there who can speak English? How many Indians are there who can speak English? It is 30. So the number of Indians who can speak English will be between 30 and 70 because in one extreme condition you get 30 and in another you got 70. So it will be between 30 and 70. So the option D is the right answer. That is more than 30 or more is the right answer. So this is why because the question didn't set the exact number of Indians who can speak English. We cannot find out the exact number. We can only find out a range. So in order to find out the range, you need to consider two extreme conditions. Okay. So if you are given two different sets of data, this is how you need to approach it. So this is a UPSC 2019 question and this is also having two kinds of data. So we have to approach it just like our previous question. So let's see the question. In a conference out of 100, total 100 participants are there. In that 70 are Indians. Okay, 70 are Indians and 30 will be foreigner. If 60 of the total participants are vegetarian, so out of this 100, 60 are vegetarian and rest 40 will be non-vegetarians. So which of the following is correct? So we need to assume two extreme conditions just like that what we have done before. So I am drawing two diagrams here like this. Two diagrams are drawn and let's assume that the middle one represents Indians and the left one represents vegetarian and right one represents non-vegetarian. Okay, so first we have to assume that maximum number of Indians are vegetarians. Okay, so there are 70 Indians are there and there are total 60 vegetarians. So let us assume that all these 60 are Indians. All the 60 who are vegetarians are Indians. So in the intersection of Indians and vegetarians, you need to write 60. So we will write 60 here, right? Then how many foreigners will be vegetarians? It will be 0 because all the 60 vegetarians are Indians. So foreigners who are vegetarians will be 0. Now there are total 70 Indians. So we have already written 60 here. So we have to write 10 here. So it will be 70 Indians. And we know that there are 40 non-vegetarians are there. And we have already written 10 here. So we need to write 30 here. So 30 foreigners will be non-vegetarians. So in order to check whether you have drawn the diagram correctly, just add the numbers inside the diagram. That is 60 plus 10, 70. 70 plus 30 is 100. So 100, total 100 are there. So it's correct. Now we'll assume the second condition in which we will assume that maximum of the foreigners are vegetarians. In the first extreme condition, we assume that maximum of the Indians are vegetarians. Now here we will assume that maximum of the foreigners are vegetarians. So there are total 30 foreigners and there are total 60 vegetarians. So we will assume that all the foreigners are vegetarians. So you need to write 30 here. All 30 foreigners are vegetarians. Okay. So we know that there are total 60 vegetarians. We have already written 30 here. So you need to write 30 here. And there are total 70 Indians. We have already written 30 here. So 40 will come here. Okay. Then all the foreigners are vegetarians, right? So it means that there won't be any foreigners who are non-vegetarians. So we will write 0 here. So here, in order to find out whether it's correct, just add 30 plus 30 is 60, 60 plus 40 is 100. So this is correct. Now we will look into the statements. So first statement says that at least 30 Indians are vegetarians. So here in this case, how many Indians are vegetarians? It is 60. In this case, how many Indians are vegetarian? It is 30. So number of Indian vegetarians will be 30, between 30 and 60. That means at least 30 will be there. So this is correct. Second says that at least 10 Indian participants are non-vegetarian. So in this condition, you have 10 Indians who are non-vegetarians, and in this condition you have 40 Indians who are non-vegetarian. So Indians who are non-vegetarians will be in the range 10 to 40. So at least 10 will be there. So this is also correct. So option C is the right answer. So now we will look into one more question. This is again from UPSC 2019. In a group of 15 people, 7 can read French, 8 can read English, and 3 of them can read neither of these two languages. Number of people who can read exactly one language is. So this we need to first draw the Venn diagram. So here there are total 15 people are there. Okay, total 15 people are there. Out of these 15 people, 3 of them can read neither two languages. So that means 3 of them cannot read anything. That means 15 minus 3 equal to 12. Only 12 people can read French and English. Okay, 3 of them cannot read anything, cannot read English and French. So we have to minus 3 from 15. That means 12 people can read French and English. So we will draw a Venn diagram. Let's assume that this left circle represents French and right circle represents English. So we have 12 persons who can speak. So 12 persons will be there in a whole in this diagram. Total 12 will be there. Then you have 7 people who can read French and 8 people who can read English. So you need to add 7 plus 8. You will get 15. Then from 15 you need to subtract 12. Then you will get 3. So there will be 3 persons who can read both English and French. So you need to write 3 here. Okay. Now there are 7 persons who can read French. So we have already written 3 here. So you need to write 4 here. Then there are 8 persons who can read English. We have already written 3 here. So you need to write 5 here. Okay. So this is how you need to draw the diagram. Now let's add all these things. You will get 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 5, 12. So there are 12 persons in the whole. So you shouldn't take it as 15. Okay, that is one common careless mistake that you can do. So you don't do that, because it is given that even though the group consists of 15 people, 3 doesn't read French or English. So you shouldn't consider those 3. You should only consider 12 people. And out of these 12 people, 7 can read French and 8 can read English. That's why our diagram came like this. Okay. So here it has asked that the number of people who can read exactly one language. So the persons who can read exactly French is 4, and persons who can read exactly this English, only English, is 5. So 4 plus 5. So 9, you will get 9, and 9 is the correct answer. Okay. So guys, thank you so much. So I am winding up this video. So this is actually the concept of Venn diagram. You should know the concept of Venn diagram in order to solve the questions from syllogism as well. As I already told in the beginning of the video, we'll be covering the topic of syllogism in a separate video. So thank you guys. If you liked the video, please do subscribe and share and support. Thanks.